Okay, this is wind noise diagnosis. I'm gonna shut the door. We're gonna spray some foamy glass cleaner right in that edge. All right, hold up. Glass cleaner first. Good, all right. Okay, that's a huge leak. So what we've done right here is spray it on the gap, and then we're just using an air nozzle just lightly to spray it, and you can see really clearly the leak right there. So, good, you're released from your duty. The other thing we could do is, if you think that the leak is here, you could actually put a piece of tape over this seam, and if the noise goes away, you know it's there. We've also seen, like, the air may not be leaking in the car, but just an imperfection from one body panel to the next can make some turbulence, wind turbulence. You could start taping these seams, and when you tape the one and it goes away, you know that's it. Now this one, my plan is to do a window adjustment. If the window adjustment didn't fix it, my next plan would be possibly to need to replace this seal. But this seal actually isn't for that part of the window. It's more right here, the mirror glass to the window. So we can replace seals, but in this case, this is going to be most likely an adjustment. So we'll proceed with the adjustment, and then we can redo that same test. Cool? Now, because this is a nicer customer car, which I'm the customer, okay? I'm entitled customer today. I'm going to clean any of this so I don't leave any marks. So that's, if you're going to do like highline work, you don't be leaving fingerprints on customers' nice stuff, okay? That's the plan. Okay, but here we go. This is going to be our test. We've been using our eyes, and it seems to me like this gap is bigger than that side. But you remember we learned precision measurement? Well, let's do some precision measurement here. I'm going to measure glass to glass. You don't have to begin at the start of the tape measure. I'm just going to go between the 4 and the 5. I'm seeing a solid ½ inch right there. So about I show a ½ inch. Then let's check this front gap. And up here, glass to glass is more like, well, just over 1/4. Yeah, I'm going to call that 1/4. So we got a ½ in the back, 1/4 in the front. Let's see what we got over here. Because the forward to rear adjustment we could definitely do. My eyes, this is much smaller, but my measurement is going to be more exact. Yeah, I'm showing like definitely under a ½ This is probably, yeah, it's probably like right between 1/4 and a ½ So if we want to do it in 16ths, what's between 1/4 and a ½ That thing is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6/18, whatever that is as a proper fraction. Let's do it in millimeters. Okay, and this one's way opened up. This front gap is nearly a ½ inch. All right, so rough math. If that one is 1/4 inch in the front and a ½ inch in the back, but this one is a ½ inch in the front and 1/4 inch in the back, what happens? What has to happen to this window?
You have to move it 1/8 of an inch.
I think it's a little even more. So if this is a ½ and we want it to be 1/4, we need to move it forward 1/4. So all I'm really going to do is I'm going to take like maybe even a Sharpie. I'm going to make a mark on this gasket, because once I take this door apart, I can no longer have the window opening and closing so much. So what I should actually do is I should make a mark down here. I'm going to make a mark right here, and then I'm going to make a 1/4 inch mark. And I'm going to slide the glass till it reaches the 1/4 inch mark, because you got to understand, when the door panel's apart, the power windows are disconnected. There's no longer ups and downs. So I need to have some reference mark. So we agree 1/4 inch. I'll move it 1/4 inch forward. Okay, we're ready. Go ahead. You guys can see he's in there with the nozzle here. Okay, very nice. So that was the fix. I'll walk you through what I did. Yeah, you know what's interesting? The back of the window is a good point, but as long as it's sealed for water, we're good, because the wind comes at it this way. So the real problematic end is that one. We could shoot the back. Might be a fun test. You want to shoot the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little bit right here up on the top. So I'm going to drive it and see how that turns out. I'm going to let you know. All right, so let me explain to you what I did. Right here, if you really, really look, you can actually see my old mark. That's where the glass was. So I moved it forward 1/4 of an inch. To do that, and I didn't get this on video, but I did pull the door panel, which there's plenty of videos on how to pull the door panel on these. And then the front of the glass is in a fixed pin position, and the back of the glass is in a clamp. So if you just loosen the 10mm on the clamp, because realistically you're probably not starting with the wind noise, but if you've had a window regulator or you took the glass out to do a door handle or something, the glass wasn't installed exactly where it was, that's what prompts this. So you should be at least fairly familiar. The window regulator has a sash right here, comes with a clamp, and it clamps the window. That's adjustable. You can lift it up, you can go forward and back, and as you saw when I put it back together, I had it a little too far back, which opened up that front gap. Now I loosened up that 10, I slid the window forward, I snugged it up. I had to hang the door panel back on mostly to do this check. It's unrelated. And you know, I'm looking, and now I'm more at my you know, like a 1/2 inch in the back and 1/4 inch in the front, and that's what I was targeting, and that's why this is sealing really good. So that was all about the fore and aft, if you will, the forward and backward movement. So that was good. I verified that. I'm pretty happy with that. Now you saw on that last test, I might have a little bit of an air leak here, but I'm gonna actually drive this, and I will give you honest feedback whether that's an issue or not, because in my experience, we're very concerned about this front edge, and we're not so concerned about the back edge. As long as it's sealed enough for water and wind noise, and right there we had full shop air pressure, so if you try, you can blow shop air pressure out. Like on this one, as far as I know, this window has never been apart, and if I look here, I can see a similar, maybe close to a gap, but you know, not really airspace, but it doesn't look like it's sitting really all that tight there. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be good. The other thing that I should show you that wasn't always covered really well is we're also worried about how this window sits. So after that forward adjustment, it was pretty good, but I noticed here this was sitting out a little bit like this. The fix for that is actually down on the bottom. So for that fix, you don't actually need to take the door panel apart. There's a few plugs here, and I've actually put them over there. But if you go under the door like this, like let's say right by that puddle light, right here, there's a plug inside. You can probably not see very well. This is just a little too dark, but there you go. It won't focus very well, but that nut, so if you notice, there's a slot, so that's very adjustable. So let me get it right so it's easier to explain. That's adjusting the sash. So you remember how this window was kind of out? So what I want to do is pull the bottom of my hand this way. So that's why I loosened it and I moved the adjustment all the way in. So I basically loosened the nut and pushed that sash towards the outward door panel, the outside of the door. Then with those, I should be good. I'll know if I get this up to 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour real quick, if I'm a yay or a nay. Alright, so let's jump out of service mode here, which I just did to make sure that I was super safe. And I'll tell you how this window turned out. Gotta get up to speed first. Yeah, we're good. This is how it was new. I could hear a noise down here before, but I'm nice and quiet. I don't hear anything from that back corner either. So it's kind of as I suspected. The back corner, the back edge, by all means, get it as tight as you can, but the real magic is at the front one. Right, like back there I got over 50, so we're pretty good. Very nice. Okay, that's the Tesla window adjustment lesson.